Right, okay guys, so it's been a while since I've done a collectibles video. I've been very busy with the main channel. There's a lot going on over there at the moment, so I've kind of neglected my collectibles. I have been picking them up, I just haven't done any videos. But I've recently picked up some stuff that I had back in the day, you know, from my youth. I've reacquired these things. And yeah, I thought these would make an interesting video because, you know, I do know a couple of people back in the day that collected these, you know, when we were kids, but not many. A lot of them were into another cartoon series that was similar, and when I show you what I'm on about, you'll know what I mean. But yes, so basically I've been picking up these. That's right, Supernaturals. Now we will get these out of packets and have a proper look at them in a bit. But this one was one that my brother had growing up. Snakebite, I believe his name is, if I remember right. So I got him. This was another one that my brother had, which was Skull, I think, if I remember right. Now these do have some accessories missing. And then there's this one. I had this one growing up. There is a couple of bits missing because he does come with a gun, and he has like a shield, like a sort of guard that goes over his face, but that's missing as well. But this is Bernhardt. And so yeah, like I say, these are Supernaturals. Now when I said that a lot of the kids I knew back in the day were into the other series, of course the other series was Visionaries, but I was never so much of a fan of them because I went for the holograms like most kids do. You know, if you're an 80s kid, you was into holograms really, like massively. You know, anything that had a hologram, you wanted it. And with Visionaries, I always found they were smaller figures, the holograms were smaller, not quite as interesting. These, and you'll see this when I show you these on the turntables and that, these go all the way down the front of them as well as shields and stuff. So these were a lot more interesting, I found. There are a few more that I still want to collect that I had back in the day that I haven't reacquired yet, but I'll get to them. But I just wanted to show these ones that I've got now. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get them on the turntable and have a look at them. So one of the things that you'll notice is that obviously the chest piece on these figures comes off. And so, for example, if we look here, you can probably see Bernhardt. So we can get this a decent close up with the light, because you've got to have the problem with these holograms, you've got to get the light on them. Then you can make out there's like a face in there with a load of flames. Obviously it's called Bernhardt, kind of stands to reason, don't it? And then obviously we've also got the shield, which is, so we can get that in the light. There you go, look, it's like a face with a flame. And the holograms do go a bit funny on some of these, but I've been quite lucky with these. So let's get him on the turntable anyway, let's have a look. So there we go, there's Bernhardt with his chest piece back on and his shield. It's a nice looking figure. I mean, obviously these figures didn't have as much articulation on them like they do these days. You know, it's literally just the shoulders and the hips. In fact, the head don't even move on these because obviously they're holograms, so you can't have the head moving. But and just as he turns around, you see he catches the light here. You can just see the hologram slightly. Like I say, he has got a few bits missing. He needs a gun and a bit that goes over the face, which is like a kind of like a knight, you know, like almost like a visor, like knights have. Unfortunately, it's quite difficult to find one with that, so it might be difficult to find, but I'm sure I'll get round to it. Anyway, let's look at some of the others. So here we have Skull. There you go. Look, oh, look at that. Light's perfect. See the. So he goes from almost like a zombie-looking guy to a skeleton. Now I do realise that the focus is probably quite bad because I've got him so close, but if I'm moving too far away, you're just not going to see that hologram. Oh, that's good. There, we've got it pretty good there. So yeah, and then obviously you put the chest piece back on. Now he is meant to come with a club and also like a rubber headpiece, so I need to find him. Oh, and a shield. The shield's got like a eyeball hologram on it. Quite expensive to pick the pieces up separate for these, and it's very hard to find them with them. I think people have cottoned on that if they sell them separate, they can get more money. But anyway, let's stick him on the turntable and let's have a look at him. So, as already stated on Bernhardt, skull is the same. You can't move his head, obviously because of the hologram. He does move at the shoulders and obviously at the hips, but that's all the articulation you get. And obviously the chest piece comes off. But like I've already said, I do still need to get the club and the shield, as well as the rubber headpiece as well. But again, you know, a good looking figure. I do love these figures, they just don't make them like this anymore. And as he turns, you could just see the skull, a hologram as it comes around. You know, when we were 80s kids, let's be honest, we was all suckers for a hologram, weren't we? Anyway, let's get on, let's have a look at the last one I've got. So, as you can see here, this is Snakebite, and you probably can see why he's called that. He goes from a man to a snake. Now I should add, I got this off a Facebook page, so I've got it for a really good price. It was complete as well. I've paid more for ones that aren't complete than what I got this. I don't know if you can see that. But that's Lexi's Toy Loft Vintage Toy Sales Group. I got this for £19, which I thought was really good. So this is a Facebook group. If you like your vintage toys, definitely worth checking them out, especially if you like G.I. Joe, because they've got a lot of that on there. But yeah, really happy with what I got here. So like I say, this is Snakebite, and as you can see there, he looks very nice. Now obviously he comes with his chest piece, which I'll put on now. There we go, there's his chest piece on. This one actually I find fits a lot better than some of the others, because it actually sinks into the chest, which is quite good. So there we go, there's Snakebite with his rubber headpiece on, and as you can see there, he's got a glow in the dark staff. They all do come with glow in the dark weapons, if you can get them with them. And obviously his holographic shield. Now one of the things I did notice with this figure is when he's holding all that, it does make him quite heavy when he's standing up. And so obviously where the turntable's moving, I've had to lean him back a little bit just to counter that. The movement from the turntable kept knocking him over. But as you can see, a very good looking figure, as we can see the shield there, which looks pretty impressive. You know, this is why I loved Supernaturals, because they were different. Like I say, there are a few more I had back in the day that I still need to reacquire, so there will be more of these on the channel. I just thought I'd show you these because they're really nice and you just don't see many people talking about them. So what did you think of them then, guys? As I say, back in the day I was a big fan of Supernaturals, and there are a few more I still want to get, let's put it that way. But like I said during the video, you know, I watch quite a few collectible channels and I've not really noticed much being said about the supernatural figures, and it was always a line I was quite taken by. So like I say, a lot of people I knew, you know, fellow friends and that, they were more into their visionaries back in the day, whereas I always preferred these. I thought the supernatural figures looked better, and of course they were larger as well. You've got a larger figure with a much bigger hologram, so I guess that's probably where a lot of the appeal came from. That and what the actual holograms look like. As you can see with the ones I've shown you, you know, one that's a knight who's on fire, and one that goes from a zombie to a skeleton, and another one that goes from a man to a snake. Very interesting looking, you know, so that's what captured my imagination back in the day. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and if you have, consider giving us a like, you know, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later, guys.